Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is healing from and disconnecting from an ex who was very narcissistic and where there were very strong soul ties to a past lifetime, where there was an uneven power dynamic. So basically, today again, as like many times over the last few months actually, I was brought to a street called Exberry. That was the street name, right? I forgot if it's Avenue Road or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then I was brought right to the area where I usually do these fire ceremonies. And that, along with a whole bunch of other signs over the last little while, made it... Oh, and I found 2 of these yellow ribbons. So I... Oh, and... sorry. I found this piece of wood that was from like something that I guess maybe someone had trimmed off in a yard, or maybe not, because it actually looks broken. But if you look at this, like if I hold this just a little bit here, doesn't it look like a corkscrew? At least, like, to me, the moment I picked it up right away, I was like, this looks like a corkscrew, which reminds me of the time in my life when I was with that ex. Actually, we were married, and I am 100% certain that he was gay but still in the closet, because there was nothing right between us, really. Unfortunately, I realized it too late. And at the same time, I was also dealing with sexism from his part. And that's the person who sent me a lot of hate, to the point that, like, after we separated, he wished me dead. And then years later, I ran into him again. Oh, and I ended up in the ER with poisoning of something that I had ingested. Again, that was done spiritually through intentions, right? Like, not actually physically in 3D. But then years later, I ran into him again. And after that, again, like, massive black magic hit me. And my dad passed away shortly after. And I know that he always envied my relationship with my dad, so since his had passed away. So anyhow, during that messed up marriage, it was the first time in my life that I understood another ex of mine who was an alcoholic, because during that messed up marriage was the first time that I was constantly so angry and resentful that I couldn't sleep. And drinking alcohol is what helped me sleep. And I knew I couldn't stay with him because I would have turned into an alcoholic. And there was another brief time again a few years ago when a lot of the dark stuff hit me so hard that I couldn't sleep again. And I got out of that phase again. But yeah, that was my association with this corkscrew, right? So for me, it's disconnecting from this absolutely toxic relationship that I was in with him. And the yellow cord is the cord, the connection that we had. And how he basically robbed me, or I allowed myself to be robbed of my personal power bit by bit, by sacrificing, sometimes for the sake of peace, which was hardly ever there, And basically, again, unfortunately, a little bit too late, I realized that my voice did not count in that relationship. Now, he had a different religious background, he had a different ethnic background, he was new in North America, he was a new immigrant, so there were a lot of things going on. And I always believed that, love conquers everything and anything. But sometimes there are circumstances where there are a lot of hurdles and barriers and things that can bring additional friction and hardship. And that's usually where the soul growth happens. Now, in my case, looking back, I learned a lot from that, especially when it comes to also understanding people who stay in toxic relationships like these, and how the longer you spend time without being physically and emotionally satisfied in a relationship, the more you can turn to envy, jealousy, and hate towards others who are actually happy. Because the deeper you sink into misery, the harder it is to actually see other people happy around you, right? So, for example, if you see people being affectionate in public and, let's say, kissing or whatever, that can be very hard to watch, or, that sort of stuff. And that can go further and further, right? So, sorry for the long speech, but basically, so healing from that type of toxic relationship. And this, I felt, reminded me a little bit of one of those staffs that some of these ancient pharaohs had. I wasn't actually prepared, like my fire making bag is at home, so I'm just gonna cut the cord with my little pocket knife scissors. The red card shall represent lots of warnings that many of us are getting from one of those completely lost and persistent karmic exes that keep throwing dark stuff at us, who do not want to give up but are starting to get their karma. And I've been shown 911, 911, 911, 911. So someone is experiencing or feeling that they are going through an emergency type situation in life, which is actually because of all the stuff that they dished out, right? So that's this one. And again, the triangular pizza box to represent the connection to ancient past lifetimes, such as Egypt, but it doesn't have to be limited to that. And this somewhat crooked stick shall represent the snake energy. I was guided to that today as well. And the black shopping bag shall, and the knotted one, that's how I had it in the car, shall represent the twisted, knotted darkness that is thrown our way. And unfortunately in the car I forgot to grab my multivitamins as a rattle, so my keychain will do, or I might bang some of these sticks together. Unfortunately, I had a wonderful fire going and it's starting to die down, so I gotta hurry to get things properly started again. So please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and reconnect us to the pure divine energies within us, and transmute any and all energies that aren't of the divine, aren't of divinity. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, let me just put that in there. Actually, I have a few more napkins. Give me a moment. Throw these in there. That should help. And then a bit more charcoal on there. Okay, dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all four directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all four elements, air, here, where's the fire smoke? Earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. And especially thank you to the Great Spirit of the Fire for coming back so quickly and easily. And I will actually have to put that other stuff in fairly quickly. So thank you for all the guidance, help, and assistance you've provided. Please help us clear any and all ancient and current lifetimes that we have with very stubborn, persistent karmics that keep throwing dark magic at us, feeling that they own us, feeling that we don't have a right to move on and have a life after them, having them send us all of their hate, anger, hate, resentment, jealousy, blame, guilt, and self-hate, self-loathing that they're directing at us, misdirecting at us. Let any and all of those sick, emotionally, mentally, and karmically sick, narcissistic, maybe even psychopathic or sociopathic, karmic relationships and connections now and forever behind. Look at this. My eyes were just catching the hearts on this pizza box. So the sick and twisted ways of what they considered love. Let all of that misguided, in air quotes, love be put in the fire. And let us be freed from those ancient connections and any and all black magic that they have put on us, that they have thrown our way, that they have sent to us. And that may include trying to unalive us, that or our family, or both, and trying to destroy our lives in all aspects. All of that shall be put in the fire. Great Spirit of the Fire, please burn it away and transmute it and neutralize it. Neutralize it and transmute it into pure divine love light energy and return it to source for reintegration. And this snake stick here shall also double as a stick to break the black magic that they sent our way. Oops, it's not breaking so well. Let me help out a little bit here. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so it's still having a bit of a hard time to break, but it did break, so we'll see if I'm guided to do more. Let me see if I can break it one more time. Let all that black magic that they sent our way now and forever be broken, severed, finished, and removed from our lives. Oh, look at that. It's split. Yeah, the two-faced, double-tongued, dishonest, lying, cheating, manipulative, narcissistic, karmic nonsense shall be finished. Let's rip that right apart. Oh, thank you. And that shall be fed into the fire as well, to be burnt away, neutralized, and transmuted into pure divine love light energy and returned to source for reintegration. Ooh. Sorry, one sec, I have to hold it better. And let all this sick and twisted and knotted darkness that they brought into our lives, and that we have also attracted because of our own trauma, let all of that be removed and healed from us, from our energy fields, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And that shall be applied physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, karmically, and in any and all other aspects. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Oh. And any and all signs that they send us to manipulate us, to make us believe that we have some kind of emergency going on, to try to push us into a frenzy, into anxiety, into fear, that shall be nil and void, because in reality it is them who are starting to experience the chaos and destruction that they brought into our lives, because karma is hitting them. Ooh, and that doesn't want to go yet. That's okay. Here we go. All of their projections of manipulations shall be burnt away, transmuted into pure divine love light energy, and returned to source for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Wow, and this actually smelled really weird. So there's something about that as well. It was simply a piece of paper. It shouldn't have smelled weird, but it's that it wasn't quite rotten, but almost like a rotten smell. Not quite, just weird and bad, sort of a foul. Yeah, foul, thank you. Foul is the right word. A foul smell, because it was foul play that they were doing. So all of that shall be nil and finished, done. And last but not least, let any and all remaining cords that exist between us, that have allowed them to hook into our energy field again and again and again, be disconnected. We're taking our power back. They have, oh, and look at that, they're two separate ties. So their tie and our tie that was a part of this connection shall both be burnt away and neutralized and transmuted into love light energy, divine love light energy, and returned to source for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. And finally, any and all toxic and addictive patterns and behaviors, including codependency, but absolutely not limited to that. Also escapism, anything that we were not able to face or deal with in that connection, in that relationship, or we were not being heard. They were dismissive towards us, and whatever we said and felt was dismissed. It did not count. It was not respected. So if we escaped through any means, in any addictive way, shape, or form, all of that, all those patterns, and all the deep, deep wounds that caused all of that in the first place, that attracted that into our lives in the first place, that goes back to our childhood, where we retreated either into our room or into a safe place or space where we would be left alone from being tyrannized, yelled at, or maybe in some cases otherwise attacked by our caregivers or much older siblings, grandparents, uncles, aunts, whoever was doing those things. Or it could have been anyone else, like a coach, a teacher, maybe a religious leader, anything that applies in this situation. That any and all of those core wounds that we have within us that attracted those kind of situations into our lives in the first place, that were situations where we were the victim who was not respected, who was dismissed, who was not taken seriously, who was not respected, who was not given any rights, or where our rights were not accepted or recognized. All of that shall now and forever be put to rest, burnt and buried. And I felt I had to put it in very gently, just like burying a dead body. Like, we're putting it to rest. Ah, thank you. That's kind of what that bury X means. That we come to a place of peace with the situation, with what happened. We see the connection to the childhood pattern. We recognize why we attracted that pattern again. We bless them all with love, recognizing that we all played a karmic part in these situations, so that we can all, each and every one of us, learn whatever soul lesson we needed to learn from this. And then we release them all with love, and they shall continue on their soul journey, but we shall all be released from each other. We shall have our freedom back, and any and all karmic connections and soul ties shall now and forever be fully completed, severed, and released, put to rest, burnt to ashes, and then buried. Just like some people don't bury the actual body, but they are cremated and then buried. The ashes in the urn is buried. So skipping a few steps, the fire represents the cremation, and when the ashes sinks down, let it be buried, even if it stays on the ground. But There will be more fires that end up burying it over time, and that is good enough. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Wow. Whew. Whew. Sorry, I'm gonna hold the scissors simply so that I won't lose them later. We'll forget them. Let all the toxicity and violence be beaten out of the past and be done, finished, and removed. And so it is. All my relations. Woo. The devil was just beaten out. That's what it is. Let the devil be beaten out and banished back to hell where he came from the off-world alien hell where he came from. And so it is. All my relations, and into the fire it goes. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Ah! Ah! Whoa, and there's a total green part in the fire. Actually, you can't see it that much in the video, but oh, there's totally yellow down here. But over here in real life, it looks way more green than what you see on film. The camera is not capturing it as well. Whoa, totally green at the base, where a lot of times sometimes there's like blue and stuff. Totally green. Wow. Green is the heart. Our heart is being released. Thank you. Oh. Whew. Whoa. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all our spirit team, to the divine. Oh, wow. Oh. Let peace, love, tranquility, harmony, abundance, good fortune, so good luck, as well as financial fortune, financial abundance, lots of opportunities, joy, happiness, travel, and other social times and hobbies and other things that we wish for in our lives, a wonderful home, and anything else that we wish for. Let it all start streaming in. We claim everything that is rightfully ours, that was kept from us through these karmic bonds where we were being siphoned and kept in poverty in various different aspects, where we were kept in lack, struggling so that others could live and leech off of our light. That is now over. We call back our power, we call back our strength and abundance and everything else that is rightfully ours. we take our place on the rightful spiritual, in air quotes, throne, as many readers say it, of our ascension and of our soul purpose in this lifetime. So many of us are destined to be healers or to be healing in other ways towards others, to help others, to spread the light and the love, to help others who are awakening later on. That is our soul purpose. That is our path. We're starting new communities based on new world, new earth values. We now claim our right to do so and be in that chosen role. And so it is. All my relations. Oh. And we claim our voice back. We claim our belief in ourself back. We claim our self-love back. Oh, the voice is still there. The self-love still needs some work. But it's okay. We're getting there. We're on the path and we're chipping away at it until we get it. Oh. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Wow. Whew. Okay. If anyone wants to stay in this energy a bit longer, please pause the video now. For the rest of us, let the ceremony now be finished. And let us give massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our spirit team, our spirit guides, our ancestors, to the divine. Oh, we are so thankful and grateful. Also to be your representatives on earth now. Thank you. We feel honored. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Wow. Holy, that was powerful. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, for being a part of this ceremony and my own healing journey as well, and for being on your healing and ascension journey. Thank you for being a part of our ascending collective, for being a part of the new world that we're in the process of creating. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. Bye.